Okay, so let's look at this. So what do we do? What's the first thing we're going to do here? If we reverse order of operations, make this real quick, get you back to work. All right, we go bottom up to isolate. What are we going to do first?
Radical.
Radical. There's no addition or subtraction out of the parentheses. There's no multiplication or division out of the parentheses. So our first step is right there. If I square root both sides, what's going to happen? So that's going to cancel that. I know I'm going to need a plus or minus, right? And then on this side, I just get negative 3x plus 3. Over here, I'm going to get plus or minus the square root of 72, right? What is the square root of 72? If we do our quick tree, what is that? We can do 8 times 9. 8 times 9, that's going to be 3 and 3. This is going to be 2 and 4, and the 4 becomes 2 and 2, right? So I got a pair of 2s, pair of 3s, and a leftover 2. So I'm going to get 6 radical 2. Everybody agree?
I do agree.
Okay. And so then we're going to subtract 3 from both sides, but I'll put the negative 3 in front of the plus or minus, right? And so then we end up with negative 3x equals negative 3 plus or minus 6 radical 2. Here's what I wanted to show you. So if we divide both sides through by negative 3, okay, look what happens here. We end up with x equals, I'm going to split the fractions because the numbers on the top are not like terms. They don't add up. So we're going to split the fractions to 2 separate fractions. So we get negative 3 over 3 plus or minus 6 radical 2 over negative 3. Well, the first term, it's got bad color in it. So the first term is supposed to be a negative, just 1, right? What about the second term? I'm going to get plus or minus 6 over negative 3 is going to become a negative 2, right? But when I've got a plus or minus there, does it really make sense to have a negative result? I'm already going to do the positive and the negative. That just complicates things. I'm going to get both signs anyway, right? So whenever you've got a plus or minus a term and you're dividing by a negative, you can just cancel the negative.
And just straight divide.
Just use straight divide it, because it wouldn't really make sense to say 1 plus or minus negative 2 radical 2. Why would you subtract a negative or add a, see what I'm saying, when you're already doing plus or minus?
Got it.
So we just make that, we just ignore the negative sign and make that a 2 radical 2. Okay? So those would be my 2 answers. Does that make sense? Okay, just I wanted to show that to you so you know how to deal with that when you got to it. All right, back to work.
How do I find if I have one?